Good morning, all. Welcome to Anandati Morning Commodity and Currency Podcast. Let's begin with precious metal update. The precious metal has rallied more than 18% since mid-February, with the gains perplexing some onlookers because market have trimmed bets on rate cut due to strong US economic data. Overall, expect some cautious move ahead of the data scheduled to be released later today, while volatility may persist as Fed minutes scheduled later could provide fresh direction to prices in coming sessions. Technically, gold pivot is around 71,356. If gold surpasses 71,753, we might see upside to the levels of 72,100. And if it falls below 70,927, we might see downside to the levels of 70,585. Going ahead with base metal update, aggressive fund buying of base metal, driven by hopes rather than current reality, has aligned them closer to swings in investors' sentiments. Copper extended its rally towards $9,500 ton amid supply risk and a brightening outlook for demand. Prices have risen more than 10% on LME this year, making copper one of the best performing industrial metals after global mine disruption threatened output from China. Investors await the release of US retail inflation data today. Technically, copper pivot is around 825. If copper breaks above 834, we might see upside to the levels of 847. And if it falls below 803, we might see downside to the levels of 790. Talking about energy update, oil extended the decline in the early trading hours after API report pointed to a buildup in US crude oil stockpiles. If today's weekly EIA report confirms the increase in overall crude stockpiles, it will be a third weekly expansion. Also, US CPI data will keep market cautious as inflationary concerns have once again arose with a rise in the oil prices. Nonetheless, upside risk to oil still lies in geopolitics with an escalation of the Israel and Iran conflict. Technically, crude oil pivot is around 7,141. If crude oil rises above 7,185, we may see upside to the levels of 7,252. And if it falls below 7,020, we might see downside to the levels of 6,952. On currency front, dollar consolidated ahead of a key inflation report later in the day. The main market focus on Wednesday is US consumer price inflation for March, which traders have been eagerly waiting for hints on Fed policy outlook. The inflation data follows a strong job report last Friday that blew past forecasts, raising questions on how soon and how much the central bank will cut rates this year. Rupee is likely to open on appreciative side on Wednesday, helped by the dip in US Treasury yields ahead of the release of the key inflation data in the world's largest economy. Major events scheduled today are US CPI, FOMC meeting minutes, EIA crude oil inventory. That's all for today's podcast. Have a successful trading day. Thank you.